Hey, greetings. This is Sieg here, and I have someone very special with me today. I am doing an interview with Natasha Hazlett. Hey, Natasha.
Hey, Ann. Great to be here.
Awesome. Well, the purpose of this interview, and it is a video interview, as you can see, is that Natasha is a long established member of the Daily Marketing Coach community and is also one of our certified trainers. And so in this interview, you're going to learn all about Natasha and her contributions into our community, the Daily Marketing Coach, and also her being a certified trainer, because there may be some of you watching this who are like, what does it mean to be a certified trainer with Ann Sieg and the Daily Marketing Coach, and specifically for Natasha? So that's what you're going to find out in this video interview. So Natasha, let me hand it over to you to have you share a little bit about yourself.
All right. Well, I'm so excited to be here. So I got started actually, I should probably start with telling you that, when I was growing up, I didn't have an entrepreneurial bone in my body. And at least I wasn't aware of these entrepreneurial bones in my body because my dad is a lawyer. My grandfather's a doctor. All my family members seem to be lawyers. And so, we never really owned businesses in the family. And so, I do remember I like to say that my life has been kind of a series of defining moments. And one of those moments, of course, was in my junior year of college, and I was an advertising major. I loved advertising and marketing, but I discovered in a class that for the next 6 years, if I wanted to work at an ad agency, I'd only be eating ramen noodles. So that was the first time in my life that I decided, well, I don't want to eat ramen noodles because my dad told me that I'm off of the payroll after college, and I didn't like the idea of ramen noodles, so I decided, I guess I'll just follow in my dad's footsteps and go practice law. So I went to law school. So I gave up something that I was passionate about in order to, pursue something that I felt would be more lucrative. I'm sure many of you watching this probably can relate to that. And so I went to law school, got out, was practicing law for a couple of years, and was never fully satisfied with that. Around that time, I was dating a very handsome fella named Rich, and Rich casually mentioned that he was at a friend's house for a party, and it was something about like a travel business. And he said it's a home-based business. And of course, I wanted to know what he was talking about. He said, no, you don't need to get into that world. Don't worry about it. And I am very persistent. And so, not surprisingly, I would not let it go. I wanted to know what a home-based business was and how I could do it because it sounded pretty cool. And so I actually joined that opportunity, begged Rich to join the business with me, and he did because I'm very unrelenting. And shocking.
It's a good trait to have when you're an entrepreneur.
That's right. That's right. So I get my brand new distributor kit in the mail, and I am determined to follow the rules and do exactly what I need to do. So I read that sucker from cover to cover multiple times, make my list of 100 people, and then I call them all, tell them about this great business that I've got, and they've got to do this. And of course, I get rejected by every single one of them. One of them even shames me and says, I can't believe you'd be involved in such a thing. And so I decided, all right, well, obviously I'm not very good at the offline tactics, so I got to go find information. So in January of 2007, Rich and I go online looking for answers, and we discover the world of attraction marketing. And then, of course, I think it was in June or July, I don't remember exactly, when you launched the Renegade Network Marketer. I remember one of the very first books that I got was the 7 Great Lies of Network Marketing. And I was like, this woman, she knows me. She knows how I've suffered. I knew there was something wrong with this. So we, of course, did not hesitate to buy the Renegade Network Marketer. And it was just such a foundational and profound book that Anne wrote that, of course, I wanted to promote it. And so I started blogging, and I was blogging about my opportunity that I was promoting at that time, and recommending the Renegade Network Marketer and a couple of other products. I ended up actually becoming a top affiliate for the Renegade Network Marketer. And I remember one of my best memories of Sieg is when I get a little package in the mail, and it is Dan Kennedy's Ultimate Sales Letter, signed by none other than the godmother of attraction marketing, Sieg herself. And I was like beside myself. I was in awe that you would sign something. I even licked my finger to make sure that the signature was legit and not just a stamp, which it was. And so I had just a tremendous respect for Ann from day one. And eventually, after 18 months of building our business and building up a pretty decent income online, I got a notification from my company that they were no longer going to allow internet marketing. And they told me that not only were they not going to allow it anymore, I had 48 hours to delete 18 months of content, or my position with the company would be terminated. And I still get choked up when I tell this part of the story. So I quit the business. And luckily Rich didn't, but that was in June of 2008. But I quit. But I still kind of kept in touch and knew what Ann was up to. I came back online in June of 2010, and Rich and I launched our first digital product. It's called the Lead Whisperer's Guide to Attraction Marketing. And then after that, I started blogging, and I discovered that my real passion in life was teaching people how to build a brand online. But then in June of 2011, we got an email from Ann saying that she was looking for some founders for a new project. And I'll just leave it at that for now, so we'll save something else for the interview.
Well, I'm glad you mentioned about your story, because I just referenced your story, and we have monthly DMC, our main training once a month, and I kicked off that training, and the name of the training is called Your Brave New Year, and the very first picture I shared was this woman who's up on a hill. There's a silhouette, and her arms are up in the air, and I asked everyone, is there specificity here? As a little quiz. What's going on in this picture? And it was all about creating your big win. And I shared with them in that training, I said, I got a hunch that behind this story with Natasha being up on top of the mountain, and it was basically your retirement, and I would like you to talk about that. Sure. But I said, now, I got a good feeling that there were a lot of little wins along the way. Absolutely. And I think there were moments of defeat as well.
Absolutely.
And you just shared that story where you were getting choked up, and I know what that's like. So you had that big defeat, but you got back up on your feet. Why don't you share your story about, and so we'll move forward into, what was that, June of 2011. Basically, I was inviting you into, at that time, it was a private team. I was just starting a brand new project, right?
Right.
I selected 200 people from my whole big list, and I knew who you two were. Yeah. Trust me. Trust me, I did. And I'm like, ooh, I hope these two are interested, because I know they're good marketers. I hope they're interested. And you two joined, and it was really good timing for the two of you. And why don't you talk about what happened that summer? There was an event.
Right. So, you always, online, you get approached with lots of different opportunities, and it's your job as an entrepreneur to sift and sort and decide which opportunities you're going to take advantage of. And because my husband, Rich, so that cute boy that I was dating ended up becoming my husband, he was in advertising for over 14 years. As a lawyer, we're very deliberate as professionals about what opportunities we're going to take and who we're going to align ourselves with. And so when Ann approached us, we already had the history of being top affiliates for her previously, even though I had then dropped off the face of the planet for a while. And we knew that she operated with tremendous integrity. We saw a consistency, which is what I want to see in someone that we want to do business with. We don't want people that are here today, gone tomorrow, here today, gone tomorrow, touting the next latest and greatest thing. I saw consistency with Ann and her team. And so when she had this opportunity, and that opportunity involved top-tier sales. And just for those of you that don't know what that means, it's the concept that you can sell a top-ticket item, say like $5,000 program or something, and as an affiliate, you get a nice commission. Let's just say $1,000 of it. Okay, that is like, I would much rather make big top tier sales, a few top tier sales, which you can do within the daily marketing coach, than have to make tons and tons, thousands and thousands of little bitty sales. So Anne's integrity and her consistency, topped with a top opportunity to make top tier sales, we're like, we're in. So then, we said yes, because you gotta know a good thing when it's presented, and so we did, and we joined Anne, and then she said, "Hey, I'm thinking about doing these local marketing workshops, and I think I want to do these around the country." And of course, Rich and I are never ones to sit on the sidelines. We're like, pick us, we'll do one. So we actually flew to Salt Lake to meet Anne, and I remember in that one. We held a workshop, but then the next day we ended up masterminding all day. And it basically confirmed all that I thought of Anne from the beginning, which was that she operates with tremendous integrity, smart as a whip, and very compassionate and caring and teaching the real deal. Because let's face it, that there are some people out there that don't teach the real deal, and Anne does. And so, she in person was what she appeared to be online. So then we ended up talking, and I remember in the hotel lobby later that afternoon, and I said, Anne, I'm going to just tell you something. I am not that fond of being a lawyer. And this was in August of 2011. I said, I want to quit my full-time job. I want to. And she said, we're going to bring you home. I remember that. I get even teary-eyed even thinking about it. She's like, we're going to bring you home. I can all but promise you, we're going to bring you home. And sure enough, almost to the day a year later, I was able to quit my full-time job as a practicing attorney. She kept that promise. And, it was a lot of hard work, of course. And some of it was, in full disclosure, we weren't beginners when we came with Anne. I mean, that's part of the reason why she came to us as founders. We already had a track record of success. We had already, launched and sold our own products. We had a big list, but we needed help getting to a higher level. And Anne gave us that platform, the Daily Marketing Coach platform now, and it was the Renegade team before, it helped us to make a lot of money. And that, of course, enabled me to, fulfill my goal of being able to quit my full-time job. And, and our income is, pretty much quadrupled since that point. And it's in very, very large part because of Anne and the Daily Marketing Coach community that she's created.
So then there was this moment, you a year later had something pretty spectacular happen. And this is what I was talking about in my training today, because we're learning about how to structure wins.
Right.
And I call it win stacking. You're going to create one win and move on to the next win, on to the next, on to the next. And there is this picture of this woman.
Right.
And so you actually were able to vanish.
Right. I was able to vanish. So on August 1st of 2012, almost a year later, I was able to walk into my boss's office and quit my full-time job as a practicing attorney. And the reason why I did was, because I was losing money at my job. I was actually making more money in our business, and our business was growing so big. And it was in large part to the Daily Marketing Coach and to Anne and her mentorship. So, huge, tremendous progress, and definitely would not be where I am today had it not been for the Daily Marketing Coach community and the Renegade team before that.
Awesome. All right, so what I want to talk about is the actual certification program, and it's a little bit different from Natasha's story here because what we have now set up is a very thorough, developed platform inside the Daily Marketing Coach that includes certification through Total Funnel Immersion. And so Natasha came in prior to all this development. And in fact, Natasha was very integral to the further development and enhancement of Daily Marketing Coach because we transitioned out of, as Natasha said, the Renegade team was our first name when we were a private team as we were building a top-tier program. Then we decided to make it public. And so one thing I remember as a very big contribution from you, Natasha, and this ties into When people are certified, they have to have performance, the numbers, which Rich and Natasha had in spades, more than enough for the requirements, many, 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 many times over for the number of people. And then the other is participation, because what we do at our Daily Marketing Coach is very high touch, very high help. And as I tell people, we do this as a community to make it this high touch and high help. So in the fall of 2011, when you had joined, Natasha, we started doing a lot of masterminding. Remember?
Yes. Very late night masterminds while I was still practicing law.
Called popcorn. And so yes, while practicing law full time, and you were doing a webinar series in that fall, if you remember, it was once a week and it was on blogging, and then you said, Ann, I think we need to do a challenge. So why don't you talk about that? Because that springboarded a whole ongoing, that's actually a big aspect of DMC, is that we do challenges. But if you want to just share that story, because that was one of your big contributions, was that.
Right. So I knew that through working with a lot of my clients that challenges really push people forward. It's this extra secret sauce that people can kind of put rocket fuel in their business. And so I had actually participated in a blogging challenge myself and saw what a tremendous impact that had for me. And then I recommended my clients participate, and I saw the massive progress that they had made as a result of those challenges. And so I came to Ann and said, "Hey, Ann, why don't we do a challenge? That way we can get people blogging, we'll get people, spur people into action." And one of the things I love about working with Ann and her 80/20 marketing team is that they are open to feedback. And they are never just satisfied with the status quo. They're always trying to do things better, more efficiently, give people new trainings, new ideas, new ways to propel their business forward. And so that's why they're so open to listening to other suggestions and adapting. And that's something that I really, really love about working with Ann and the team and being a part of the Daily Marketing Coach. So I said, "Hey, what do you think about this challenge?" She's like, "Great idea. Let's go." And so we did it. It was a tremendous success. And then that spurred on a whole nother, element of the Daily Marketing Coach, which are the challenges. And, what's really cool about the challenges, I'll say, is, there are challenges for every level. So it doesn't matter what, where you are in your business. A couple of cool things that I'll mention. One, there was one challenge, the 3x3x1 challenge, that was created by Eric Walker and social media, guy. And I actually took the training from this 3x3x1 challenge. And Ann, I don't even know if you know this, so hope you don't mind me
I don't know this.
going off on this. But I actually implemented this strategy in my law practice. And so I actually created this series of videos according to the 3x3x1 formula. If you don't know what I'm talking about, click on the link below and join the Daily Marketing Coach. You can get access to this awesome training. So anyways, I did that, and I am getting clients. I'm still getting clients. I mean, even though I retired, I still am what's called of counsel with the firm. So I still do take on some clients, but it's on my schedule. I make more money too. I have tons of clients that have been coming to me because of the strategy that I implemented through one of the challenges, which is really cool. So, that's to say that, no matter what level you're at, you can learn something new. Also, it doesn't matter what you're selling, whether you're a coach, whether you're a consultant, whether you're a small business owner or a professional like I am, or whether you're in direct sales or network marketing, Daily Marketing Coach can really help you. And then the other thing I was going to say is the cool thing for us, Rich and I are very competitive. And we like challenges. And so, usually we'll have a sales or a traffic challenge within the Daily Marketing Coach. And there's nothing that gets our fire going more than a challenge with a leaderboard. And so, that's something that's great as someone that's, more advanced to keep us on our toes and keep moving our game to the next level. And that's really important to know that whether you're starting at the beginning or whether you're an advanced, you're advanced in your business or in your marketing, there's really something for everyone that's going to help you take your game to the next level.
All right. Well, the way our certification program works is that people go through what's called our marketing intensive called Total Funnel Immersion. Now, Natasha came in well before that because essentially Natasha's been a part of the entire formation of what we've created here at DMC. Lots of masterminding calls, right, Natasha?
That's right. Late night masterminds.
That's right. Popcorn and wine. And so Natasha came in before that, and as such, because she had the numbers, she had the track record, had the participation, she became a certified trainer and then helped actually create and roll out Total Funnel Immersion, which has been a collaborative work. It's not just me. It's a number of my 80/20 team members, as well as certified trainers, you and Rich, Marcia, and Stacia. So if you can just explain, you were talking about how Total Funnel Immersion is very linear. It's a formula. Well, dive in so people can understand that program better.
All right. So one of the reasons why I love working with Anne, and my husband Rich does too, is Anne teaches you the real deal. There is a formula to generating leads and making sales and being perceived as a leader online. Just like you need hydrogen and oxygen to make water, there's a formula, and there are lots of people that will try these fly-by-night numbers and tell you that you don't need X or you don't need Y, but this is the real deal. And so there's a process, and it's like building blocks. Okay, you don't start up here. It's like you're building a house. You need the foundation before you can lay up the framing, before you can put on the roof and do the drywall and all that stuff. And so that's really what Total Funnel Immersion is all about. They're building blocks, and it's very linear, which is what I've seen that my clients need. And it's the way that I learn, and it's the proper way to build a sustainable business. Because let's face it, if you want to make substantial money online, if you want to make a 6, 7, or 8-figure income online, there is a foundation that you need and a process that you have to go through. And that's what Total Funnel Immersion is all about. It's not about cutting corners. I mean, it is a total funnel immersion. And of course, we're talking about a marketing funnel when we talk about the funnel. And it's intense. And I would say this: I don't think it's for the hobbyist. So if you're thinking that you might possibly want to look at maybe starting a business, okay, Total Funnel Immersion is not right for you. But if you have made that commitment to yourself and to your business, Total Funnel Immersion really does get you from point A to point B. You should be able to generate leads. You should be able to generate sales online after going through Total Funnel Immersion. And I've seen many of my clients do just that.
Awesome. All right. Yeah, it is not for the hobbyist or the faint of heart. It's for people who really want a real business.
Right. Exactly. And that's one of the things that I teach in Total Funnel Immersion is how to find your profitable niche, how to attract your ideal client, how to make yourself unique in the marketplace. I mean, I'm teaching you real world marketing principles that I've used in my own law practice to generate well over $100,000 in additional revenue into the firm. So we're not teaching you theory. We're not teaching you things that might work. We're talking about, no matter what you're selling, whether you're a coach or a consultant or a small business owner or you're in network marketing or direct sales, we're teaching you the real deal, the real McCoy, as we like to say down south. And so that's what Total Funnel Immersion is all about.
Well, and thank you, Natasha, for your huge contributions. And I mentioned about heart and soul. It really is heart and soul because we also do live, I was going to say events. I have to always catch myself. They're called workshops, actually. Workshops. And you have been so generous with the worksheets that you provide, and you review them in advance. And it's just been an enormous contribution because you're kind of sitting at more of the front end of the funnel where the work is a little more intense while they're trying to figure out who the heck am I?
Right.
And so that's a really critical juncture, if you will, as people are moving forward, building their businesses. So we enormously appreciate all that you've brought to the table. in DMC and TFI, especially that whole branding aspect.
Awesome.
Natasha is our branding expert. So
Thanks.
very, very big thank you.
Absolutely. My pleasure.
All right. Well, tell people in terms of being a certified trainer, and again, you came through in a different process, but with as much credibility, if not more, for the fact that you actually helped lay down the foundation. But what has that meant for you in your business? You have your own, you're building a lot of products and whatnot. What has it done for you personally?
There's so many things. First of all, obviously when we're introducing the Daily Marketing Coach as affiliates, having the credibility that we're certified trainers is certainly a good extra feather in the cap. Anytime you can get any kind of certifications, it looks good, right? Especially when it comes from someone that is at least in our network marketing, attraction marketing space, someone that is as known as Anne. It adds that level of credibility to those people. Even if you are not in that space, just getting certifications from a branding standpoint is excellent and adds credibility. And then, of course, also as affiliates, getting higher commissions is fantastic. I mean, I would say that, our residual income in the DMC is starting to get pretty darn close to, what I was making as a lawyer. Like, my first, second year in practice, which is crazy. That's residual. So the monetary compensation as a certified trainer is awesome. From a strategic standpoint, being able to have a close relationship with Anne is allowing us to see how to scale a business. So, we came in at a different level than a lot of people that come into the Daily Marketing Coach because we already had our products. We already had a large list. So we were at the point where we're trying to get from here to here and to really, scale our business big. And so to see the inner workings of a much bigger scaled business is helping us to take our game to the next level. And then of course, being able to fine tune, as a certified trainer, I have the ability to teach at some of the workshops, and just having that addition. I love to speak, and it's something that I'm really working on. For our own business. And so having those additional forums to be able to speak and teach others has been just a tremendous asset. So, it's if you have the opportunity and the inclination to get the additional certification, I mean, it will, pay you back 10-fold, 20-fold, 50-fold. I mean, it teaches you so many different aspects. It's not even just having that certification. It's the other stuff, the other access that you get that you wouldn't otherwise get. So
that's awesome, because my next question was going to be, what would you recommend for someone who wants to be, they're this whole thing about being certified, and so their curiosity is piqued right now. What would you recommend for someone who is curious enough to find out, to want to know more? What would be your recommendation?
About you cut out just a little bit about the Daily Marketing Coach certification, or what?
Right. If they were watching this video and listening, what would you recommend for them if they're curious about the certification? What should they do?
Well, I mean, first of all, I hope that you join the Daily Marketing Coach, and hopefully there's a link below this video or something that's going to give you an ability to access and look at what Daily Marketing Coach has to offer. And then my next suggestion is come to one of our live workshops. Absolutely, hands down. I'm sure you might be asking me this later, so I'm going to go ahead and answer it now. One of my most favorite elements of the Daily Marketing Coach, hands down, is the live workshops. They're very different than any other live events that you've attended. The access to the speakers is unprecedented. I mean, I've been known to sit in the hotel bar until very late at night talking to people about their business. And, I'm frequently a speaker at the events. And so, a lot of events you go to and, speakers get whisked away and bye-bye. And so, you want to learn about being a certified trainer and what it means, come to Minnesota and come talk to me, or come talk to any of the certified trainers, and you can learn more about the program. But more importantly, experience what the Daily Marketing Coach is all about, because this is something that can be a very big game changer for you and your business. And so no better way than to experience it live. Definitely worth every single cent.
Awesome. Thank you. Well, I think we're going to give it a wrap. We continue to run into sound quality challenges, but I'm hoping on your end that it's been recorded and you've got without any kind of interruption. So I just want to finish by saying that Daily Marketing Coach is built as a community. It's not a one-woman job. It's not even an 8-person job, which is my staff. It really is a community effort, and I want to thank you, Natasha. You put a lot of heart and soul and love into your contributions in the Daily Marketing Coach. So congratulations for your certification and for all that you do. A big thank you to you as well.
My pleasure. And thank you for coming up with such an amazing community. And I mean, it just makes it so easy to promote the Daily Marketing Coach, because there are just so many touch points and so much care and concern. A lot of people online, you get the feeling that they don't really care. They're kind of just throwing something up there. No one loves and cares more about, the welfare of her community than Sieg and her whole team. And so that's what makes it such a joy to promote and participate in. And thanks for giving us this amazing platform, because it's definitely been a huge game changer in my life and my clients' lives and in my husband's life. So thank you.
Awesome. Thanks, Natasha.
All right.
All right. We'll be talking soon.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.